Right, thank you. Lets me know that Governor Snyder's not here. But for the last 2 years, by night and by weekend, I have traveled the Midwest as a stand-up comedian. Thank you. A couple of months ago, I got an email from a fellow comedian in the city of Chicago, whom I had performed with once, and he told me he was going to be doing a show in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I live, and he wanted to save a little money and asked if he could crash at my house. At first I thought this was a little strange because I had only performed with him once and he basically was a stranger. But then I realized this guy's really funny and he could be famous someday. I would love to be able to tell people he crashed at my house. So I wrote him back and I said, absolutely, no problem, I would love to have him stay with me. I realized that the night that he was going to be staying at my house, I also had a comedy show and I would be performing in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So I realized I was going to be getting home much later than he would, performing in Grand Rapids, so I told him that. I said, I'd leave the side door open for you. Your bedroom is upstairs. There's fresh sheets, fresh towels for you. Make yourself comfortable. So that day that I was going to do my comedy show, I left early in the morning and I quickly picked up all the mail and laundry and shoes and everything and threw it into my bedroom and closed the door, ready for my guest. So that night I got home about 12:30, 12:45 in the morning, and as I pulled into the driveway, I noticed that the bedroom light was on my bedroom light. I know that I didn't leave it on because I'm quirky and obsessive like that, but then I noticed and thought, maybe I did actually leave it on because this is a different circumstance, and maybe I left it on so it wasn't so creepy for him to come into my house while I was gone. So I came into the house and I started walking towards my bedroom, and not only was the light on, but as I got closer, just on the other side of my door, I heard very loud German people yelling at each other. This was a cause for panic, and I thought, what is going on here? So I slowly opened the door, only to find all the lights on in the room, the ceiling fan at full blast, a laptop computer on the edge of my bed playing a Nazi documentary, and a tiny, strange comedian sleeping snugly in the dirty sheets of my bed. I stood there and thought, this is awkward. What am I going to do? I don't know this guy, let alone enough to wake him up and tell him it's awkward, you're in my bed, I know we don't know each other. So I quickly thought, well, I have to get up in 5 hours. I'll just sleep in the guest room, I guess. So I turned off the light and I closed his laptop and slowly closed the door. As soon as I got the door closed, I realized I don't have pajamas or anything to wear to work in the morning. So I thought, I really don't want to wake this guy up. It's going to be a million times more awkward if I wake him up as he's sleeping in the wrong bed. So I opened the door slowly and creeped to the closet, but amidst the floor was all of my mail and my shoes and my laundry basket, along with his duffel bag and his shoes and all of his stuff, and I stumbled in the dark, got to the closet, but grabbed my pajamas and grabbed an outfit and slowly closed the door again. As I was brushing my teeth, I was thinking, how did he think this was possibly the room he was supposed to sleep in? It clearly was not ready for guests, right? And then I thought, well, when you come in the side door of my house, immediately you see a stairwell down to the basement. So he came in and thought, well, she said my room was upstairs, and the only room on the main floor was my bedroom. So I came to the conclusion that he immediately thought that, instead of realizing that if you go through the house, there's another stairwell to the guest room upstairs. So I started going upstairs, thinking again, gosh, this is going to be awkward when I see him in the morning. And I get all the way upstairs and I realize, I don't have my mouth guard. Now this seems like a simple solution. How about you don't wear the mouth guard that night? But I had woken up that morning, having not worn it, with an incredible headache, and I was not going to go through that again. So I went back downstairs, and I pushed the door slowly open, and because my bed and the nightstand was clear on the other side of my room, I didn't want to risk the minefield of clutter that was on the floor. So I got on my hands and knees, creeped my way through my bedroom, grabbed the mouth guard, and crawled back out slowly, all hoping I don't wake this guy up. When I finally got upstairs to my bed, as I tried to fall asleep, I just started laughing, thinking, I am sleeping in my guest room while a tiny comedian stranger is snuggling with my body pillow. The next morning, I got up early and was out of the house before he even woke up. About a week later, I got a text message from him that said, "Hey, thanks for letting me crash at your house." That was the last time I've ever heard of him.